move. Is it my hat? What the fuck did I do with it?
Derp, derpity doo dah, derpity yay. My oh my, what a derpity day. When I get dirt shine, derp my way. Derpity doo dah, derpity yay.
It's cold out here. I don't know if I can do this. I'm a big wimp right now. I'm gonna play some music until my fingers get cold, and I'll be like, fuck this. Fuck this. Alright. Welcome to the flat earth. Well, you know, really, we don't even need to call it the flat earth. We'll just call it the earth. You know, the whole idea of having flat earth debates, that was the psyop right there, because you got it all wrong, man. We're not debating the flat earth. No, we're debating the globe model that was like pushed on us like it was fucking fact, you know, growing up. Nobody ever said to us, oh, it was just a model that was designed about for the earth based on mathematics and observations of the sky, and you know, and then a bunch of all like fucking off base assumptions that are easily debunked. I mean, nobody ever said that to me. Nobody ever said good luck finding any curvature on the earth. Nobody ever said, oh yeah, well, you know, the latitude lines are circles, but good luck making concentric circles on the face of the earth that that get so wide but then start to shrink. That's not gonna happen, dude. Nobody ever told me like, oh yeah, the earth being a globe hasn't been scientifically like proven. It's just been mathematically extrapolated and fucking, you know, with all kinds of grandiose assumptions. Nobody ever said that. They just said the earth is a fucking ball and you're stupid if you think the earth is flat. Oh, okay. Well, that's all I need to know. The earth is flat? No, that's stupid. You know, you're stupid if you think the earth is what it looks like and how it presents itself as being. It really, it's like, you know, it should have never been up for debate. It's like our objective reality is the thing. Now it's like who's trying to explain what it is, the whole thing. Like our objective reality is this. That's what I'm claiming. But like, okay, here comes a teacher and they're trying to tell me that the earth is a big ball in a solar system and all this other shit. Yet the 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 proof of this is kind of just like, well, the sun comes up and down. You know, we got night, and you know, if the sun didn't, this earth was flat, the sun would never go down. I mean, this kind of shit, it's kind of dumb when you realize that that's just like not true. Like if the sun really was going down, then you wouldn't be able to zoom into it as it's sinking into the horizon and then bring it back into the sky. That just wouldn't happen. No. Like, yeah, okay, they didn't have zoom cameras back when they invented this model. But the thing is, they had telescopes. I mean, it's just like it's an interesting model. There's a lot about it that really is interesting. I gotta admit it. But it's like, it's not true. Just because people told you it is doesn't mean it's true. Like, if you went to go try to prove the Earth is a globe, you're gonna fail. I mean, you're gonna convince yourself that you did, maybe because you got people patting you on the back. Well, look, you saw the boat bottom up, you know, disappeared bottom up. A boat disappearing bottom up over the horizon or whatever they say. That's dumb. Because check it out. If it's like the Earth is curving and so the things in the distance are disappearing because of the curve, well, it wouldn't be like things disappearing like stepping down as though it's like the Earth is a stairway or something. No, the Earth would be rolling away from you. So it wouldn't even be bottom up obstruction. That's not how you would see it. The Earth would be rolling away from you. So whatever it is that's, you know, it's in the distance, you know, presumably on the water, because that's typically where you would see curvature if there was any curvature, which there isn't. But things that are disappearing bottom up, you know, bottom up obstruction they call it or whatever. That's not that's not indicating curvature. No, that's just indicating, resolution and like distance and like, just optics. If the Earth was rolling away from you, it's not like the bottom would be disappearing. The whole thing would be like, its orientation would be different. It wouldn't be plumb with the observer. It would be like falling away. You have to understand that curvature doesn't mean like things step down like a stairway or something. But that's what people argue. Oh, yeah, it's disappearing over the curve. No, it looks like it's stepping down the stairs. That's just an optical effect. It's not really curvature. Curvature would look different, is what I'm saying. And things wouldn't remain plumb with you if they're rotating over the horizon. They'd be like tilted away from you. It would be a different effect, and it would be fanned out on the sides too. It's not what we're looking at when we're seeing things vanish into the distance. We can't see forever, and you know why? Because it's stupid, but it's like the further away you're observing things, just like you have a great distance you're observing, everything between you and the furthest distance that you're observing, your field of vision is only so wide. And everything that's between you and that furthest distance that you can see, all of that stuff has to be squished into your field of vision, right? And so all the stuff that's furthest away is getting compressed, because all this other stuff between that and you has to fit into your field of vision. Everything in the distance is slowly being compressed the further away you move away. It's not the fact that things are disappearing is just because you've moved far enough away to where it's been compressed down. It's invisible. You can't see forever, okay? It's not, nobody should have ever thought that in the first place. Things disappearing in the distance is not because there's, you know, going behind a curved earth. Absolutely not. That is just like a wives' tale or just some fucking crackpot, wingnut fucking concept. It's not even true. See, you just have to get your mind around all this stuff that was sort of thrown at you as being evidence of a globe, like circumnavigation. That's so dumb, dude. Like, nobody I mean, the great circle routes, I mean, it's a circle route. Think about it. You travel in a circle, you're going to come back to where you started. Yep. Travel in a straight line. Nope. You don't come back to where you started. A compass depicts directionality on a flat plane. It points north, right? So that needle on the compass is straight. It's pointing one direction, north. That's where the arrow is in the north. It's always correcting to the north. The other end of the needle, it's a straight line, the needle is. The other end of the needle is sweeping over the entire plane as you're correcting to the north. So the other end of the needle is like sweeping over the entire plane. If the other end of the needle is south, then the whole place is south. But the thing is, if you're traveling towards the north in a straight line, following that line, the needle on the compass is straight. If you follow that straight line, there's nothing about the compass that's telling you if you walk in a straight line that you'll come back to where you started. No. The compass is just telling you, yeah, just go in a straight line, but have fun. You're not going to return to where you started. Nobody's ever followed a meridian and come all the way back to where they started. There's never been north-south circumnavigation. Now, people might want to try to tell you there has been, and they'll give you some odd few different examples where people have claimed to have circumnavigated from north to south, like on a few different occasions, right? You look into those examples and you find out that it's not really what's going on. There's people that have traveled down to Antarctica and turned around and then went back up to the... That's called traveling in a circle, or just going somewhere and turning around and going back. That's not called circumnavigation. People circumnavigate east to west thousands of times, all the time, every day. That's because east and west are circles. Even on the globe model, east and west are circles. North and south are straight lines. They want you to think that on the globe model, north and south, there's big circles, the meridians, and they come all the way back. That's not what they are. North and south, like we said, the needle on the compass is straight. That's the north and south, right? That's a straight line. North and south are straight lines. That's why nobody ever circumnavigates from north to south. But this is just all like whatever. I mean, That's not even the point. The point is, Earth presents itself as being planar. And there's certain things about a planar realm, there's certain things about a globe Earth that cannot happen on a planar realm. A realm that presents itself as being planar. Okay, I'm aware of the caveat where it's like it looks flat, but it's a big ball. Everywhere you go on Earth, you're experiencing the same orientation. You never feel like you're going around the side of the ball or upside down because of gravity. But you understand that those are a bunch of excuses. But really, what we're experiencing is just a level plane Earth. On a globe Earth, if you started making concentric circles, how they say the latitude lines are concentric circles, if you went about making concentric circles on a globe, on Earth right now as it is, you would see that you draw a circle, then you go around, you draw another circle around the outside of that circle, and it's a bigger circle. And you would continue like this, okay? And the circles can keep getting bigger, right? That's all that's going to happen. Those circles are just going to keep getting bigger. Because after you finish your circle that you've made, as long as there's more Earth beyond that circumference, you know you can make a bigger circle. And you know you can't make a smaller circle around. That's just never going to even occur to anybody. Like, can we make a smaller circle around the outside of it? No. Okay, you're making concentric circles. They get bigger and bigger and wider. They're expanding evenly in every direction. When you finish your circle, you know, you got all these other circles that you've already encompassed. You know, there's circles around circles. It gets wider and wider. You finish your circle, right? You can see if there's more Earth beyond that circle that you finished, all around the whole perimeter, you know you can keep making bigger circles. But you also know that you can't make a smaller circle. That won't happen. That's just ludicrous to think that that would happen. You're going to be making concentric circles and they're going to keep getting bigger because there's always going to be more Earth beyond the last circle that you drew. So you know that you can keep making bigger circles. You know also that you're never going to be able to make a smaller circle. No, you're expanding, you're widening. It doesn't, it only gets more and more wide. There's never going to be a time when you're going to make a smaller circle. Those circles just keep getting bigger. The only thing you need to know is that there's more Earth beyond that last circle you made around the whole perimeter, then the circles are going to keep getting bigger. That's all you need to know. If there's more Earth beyond the last circle that you made, then you can keep making circles that are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's all we're ever going to experience. Think about it. I mean, just think about it. If you made concentric circles on the face of the Earth, they can only keep getting bigger. There's never going to be a point in time when you can go and make a smaller circle around the outside of it. It seems so stupid to say this, but it's true. You can't. It's true. Nothing is true that you have taught. It's because, here's the thing, on a globe Earth, the concentric circles will get wider and wider, just like we were saying, but at the median of the globe Earth, that's the biggest circle you can make on the face of the globe Earth. The median, right? There's still the other half of the Earth to go. Your circles got wider and wider and wider, but you got to the median. That's the biggest circle you can make on the globe Earth. Now you can keep moving outward like you were to making circles, but now your circles are going to start to shrink somehow. And they're going to keep shrinking because now you're no longer on the outside of the circles you've been making. You're on the inside of the circles somehow, and they're just shrinking, and now you're going to be completely on the opposite end of the ball from where you started. That's what would have to happen on a ball Earth. Now, that's something that cannot happen on a realm that presents itself as being planar. That simply cannot happen. You just have to let go of your, your pre, your presumptions of like this Earth forming a ball, because that's not what's going to happen. Your circles are only going to get bigger. Because as long as there's more Earth beyond the last circle you made, you know you can keep making bigger circles. Just imagine to yourself, how am I going to make a smaller circle around the outside of these circles I've been making? That's silly. That's not ever going to happen. Nobody would ever expect that to happen, for one thing. And it wouldn't happen. The Earth presents itself as being planar because it is. And you're never going to get that result that you would have to get if you lived on a globe, where your circles start to shrink after you pass the median. You really think the biggest circle that can be drawn on the face of the earth is only encompassing half the available space? Is that really what you think? Because that's silly when you think about it, you know? It's really silly. Like, we're supposed to believe that it's impossible to make a perimeter around the entire known world with everything that we know, all the continents inside that perimeter. You can't do that on the globe Earth. The biggest circle, biggest circumference you can make on the globe Earth is at the median, halfway. I know this is confusing for a lot of people to understand, but the thing is, it's not like we even need to go and prove that the circles can't start to get smaller. It's just that they can't. It's just a matter of logic. You set out making concentric circles on the face of the earth, and you'll find out right quick that you're never going to be able to make a smaller circle. The circles just get bigger. That's the only result you'll ever see. As long as there's more earth beyond the last circle you made, you know you can keep making bigger ones. That's it. Globe debunked. And I know it sounds silly and weird and stupid or whatever, but it's not. It's just reality and it's just logic. The Earth's surface cannot logically form a sphere because the Earth presents itself as being planar. And there's certain things that the globe requires. And those certain things, like concentric circles getting so wide and then starting to shrink, that can't happen on a realm that presents itself as being planar. It's simply impossible. So the idea of the Earth's surface forming a spherical shape is wrong. It's not true. And there's no way for that to be true. It can't be true. And if you want me to think it's true, then I'm going to have to depart from what we all expect to be like reality in order to believe in it. And I can't do that because I know that if I started making concentric circles on the face of the earth, they'll only keep getting bigger all the way out. That's what I know. Because things scale out, scale up, scale out. Extrapolate this. If you draw a circle on the ground, can you draw a smaller circle around the outside of it? Nope. Okay, what if you draw a huge circle? Then can you? Nope. What if you draw a massive circle? Then no, you can't do it. Okay, so that just means that the circles just keep getting bigger all the way out. It's never going to be a different situation. It's always going to be the same situation. You're moving around the outside of your perimeter that you made. Of course it's going to be a bigger circle. It's always going to be bigger. The globe Earth requires things that we cannot achieve on a realm that presents itself as being planar. It's debunked in my eyes. I'll be a flat earther for life because of this understanding. We're not debating flat Earth, we're debating the globe Earth. The globe Earth is a story that was told to you, and it's not something that was proved to you. The things that you were told as being proof of the globe Earth, like the sun going below the horizon, it doesn't go below the horizon. You just have to think about it, and you have to go observe it and get yourself some expensive gear, like a digital zoom telescoping camera like I did. I went and spent $1,000 so I could put my money where my mouth is and fucking go see if what I'm saying is true. And I discovered that it is true. I was watching the sunset on the beach here on the West Coast. See the sun going into the horizon like it does every day. And I'm just like, okay, and it's sinking below the curve of the earth. Let's zoom in on it. It wasn't sinking below shit. It's still in the sky. In the camera, in the viewfinder, it's not sinking below shit. Now I look away from it and I can see it sinking below the horizon with my naked eye. But when you zoom in on it and zoom the optics closer, you can see that it's not. That's just an optical illusion. When things move far enough away, the sky meets the ground. That's what the horizon is. The sky meets the ground. You can see the clouds, touching the horizon off in the distance. But the clouds don't touch the horizon, don't touch the ground. You never see these big clouds on the ground level. No. But that's what you're seeing when you're looking off into the horizon. You're seeing the clouds, the sky meets the ground on the distant horizon. But it doesn't really do that. That's just what the optics make it look like. It opens up, you just can't. They've reverse engineered optics to make you think that you're looking at a curved earth when you're not. So my only point being, to believe, to have you. The globe Earth is something that people believe. It's not something they experience. It's not something they can prove. It's not something that's been proven. And it's something that doesn't even check out logically. So that's the point of what I'm trying to say. You can believe in the globe all you want. They're gonna have these fucking Artemis missions and space stations and all this stupid shit that you can fucking like make you think that it's true. You know, look at this space station. How could that be happening if it wasn't true? It's fake, dude. Things you see on TV, that's not science. That's called entertainment or indoctrination, however you want to look at it. But because you saw it on TV, that's not proof of anything. Or a photograph. I mean, it's just, those things can be faked. You know, that's what TV is. It's fake. It's just like staged fucking shit. You know, none of it's real. They tell you it's real, whatever. Nobody's on a spaceship going around the moon right now. That's for one thing. I mean, it's not happening. Those people in that fucking dumb Artemis, they're such lames. I mean, if somebody was really gonna go fly a spaceship around the moon for 10 days, that those people would have to be badasses. They're not gonna be some fucking hunky-dory dorks from the fucking swim team, or I don't know, they just look like fucking some cheese dick fucking, they're not really doing anything. They're not brave people. They didn't get on top of a rocket and launch into space. Those people, are you kidding me? That's not what's going on, dude. I mean, it's mind-boggling that people would lie to that extent, but like, people lie about a lot of things. And why? I'm not the one lying. I'm just the one noticing that they're lying. It can be proven. It's been proven so many times that the whole thing is a lie. I mean, how many green screen glitches do you need to see before you can just fucking finally tell yourself it's fake? These cheese dicks up on the ISS, they don't ever do anything of substance. They don't ever provide any explanations or any... They don't ever give you anything to, like, sink your teeth into. It's always just some fucking... We're doing science. How about them belts you guys are wearing? You guys all have these really burly belts on. Are you worried about your pants falling down in space in a low G environment? I thought that doesn't seem to jive. Why do you need a belt if it's a low G? How would your pants fall down in that situation? I thought things don't fall down in space, but apparently they need to have those heavy duty belts. That's because they're fucking hanging from wires and shit. It's all a big fucking scam. It's been fucking said over and over by so many people, and there's still people that believe it, but there's fewer and fewer people. This Artemis nonsense is happening. It's waking a lot of people up. This is fake. Damn straight. It's all been fake the whole time. I mean, just ask Buzz Aldrin. He'll tell you they didn't go. He'll try, but people just keep fucking pretending he's not saying it. Oh, we didn't go. Yeah, that's pretty much what he says. We didn't go. But the more money you shovel at NASA, the more rinky-dink they get. It almost appears to be low budget. But $80 million a day, think you'd have enough to pay for a better presentation of your International Space Station, and you do your spacewalks. I think you're in a swimming pool on Earth when I see those bubbles in space, bubbles in space. See the dupers look of delight on their face, where they're doing that science, the science of deception. Oh, for shame, they got a lot of hairspray. You gotta use a lot of hairspray if you wanna make your hair look that way. like you're in a low G environment. Ooh, I think it's just an ugly hairdo. Do 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 do. Doing that science, the science of somersault science. And the more money you shovel at NASA, the more rinky-dink they get. It almost appears to be low budget, but $80 million a day, you think you'd have more to say for yourself. But instead it's just like they don't got nothing to say, so it's just a really sad scenario. Oh, 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 no, 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 no. They got a lot of smiling people. You just have to have a nice smile to be an astronaut and a good belt. 'Cause pants fall down in space. Well, this job I got is just a little too hard. Running out of money and I need more pay. Gonna wake up in the morning, gonna pack my bags, gonna beat it on down the line, going down the line, going down the line, down the line, down the line, down the line, going down the line, beat it on down the line. You said I'll be waiting at the station, Lord, when the train pulls on by. I'm going back where I belong. I'm going home, the same old used to be. Down in Joe Brown's gold mine, said gold mine, gold mine, gold mine. Down in Joe Brown gold mine. Yes, I'm going back to that shack way across the railroad track. That's where I think I belong. Listen, got a sweet woman waiting here for me, and that's where I'm gonna make my happy home. Say happy home, happy home, happy home, happy home, happy home, happy home. That's where I'm gonna make my happy home. That's where I'm gonna make my happy slappy home.